I mean, I know that Tony Blair's was very choreographed. I mean, even the thumb of power he was told to use, because he used to point in the House of Commons and you're not supposed to do that. So they said, bring your finger in and then put your thumb over the top so that it looks strong. And all of that was very heavily choreographed. But I don't know with Rishi, has he just been watching a lot of Tony Blair videos and just picked it up naturally? Are they traits that maybe he's inherited from his parents? It didn't look like it at the video that I saw. I've got a feeling that this is probably something deliberate, and they do it, and you know there's so much in politics where they take somebody that's been, in a way, successful, and they think, well, if that works for them, it should work for me as well. So it is this kind of Tony Blair tribute. I think it's deliberate. But I couldn't put money on that.
Yeah, and I think if it is deliberate, I don't think it'll sell well on the doorstep. Now, let's turn our attention to poor old Liz. She often looks like she gets lost leaving her own campaign rooms, and sort of always looks a little bit like she doesn't want to be somewhere, a little bit awkward.
Yeah, and that kid picked up on it. I mean, when he said this is awkward, you just looked at her pose, didn't you? I mean, she was trying to look relaxed, and she got like one hand on the table, one on her hip. She tries to be, and again, I think this is the weakness, she's trying to be somebody she's not. She's trying to sell herself as the Iron Lady. And to me, she's more like peanut brittle or something like that. She looks very brittle. She has a very staccato blink rate when she's questioned in the debates, so we've seen it a lot. Different interviews that she's doing. If she doesn't know the answer or she gets a killer question, she tends to just break down altogether, and we get this kind of moment where she just looks at the person that's asking her the questions. She's got to fill those moments. Again, that would be very much her tell, those blank stares and the pauses. She doesn't look well under scrutiny, and unfortunately she's got all of those videos of those conference talks that she gave in the past, and they're not really doing her any favours, because again, she tried to be something that she wasn't. She tried to use humour. You could almost see from her eyes when she was reading her script, I'm sure that up there was written, pause for the laughs, and it didn't happen, so she just stopped anyway. So she needs to, don't try and be that person. There's nothing worse than somebody trying to be funny when they're not, and we're getting those tumbleweed moments. So she can, I mean, she's a bit of what's called a teabag politician, which is good, which is that they can get stronger when they're put in hot water. And I think in the last debate, she perked up a bit when she was able to take on Rishi. But otherwise, she tends to look, as I say, much more brittle, and certainly shouldn't be comparing herself to the Iron Lady. I mean, wear the clothes if you want to, but you haven't got the body language.